Every night, I hear this little tiny voice from the crib. Dada, ka. That's what my son calls water. He can say water, but ka is faster. So that's what he uses when it matters. And it makes me laugh because honestly, he's better at listening to his body than most adults I know. No debating, no I'll drink later. He feels thirsty, he asks for water, drinks it, and goes right back to sleep. It reminded me of something I say in clinic all the time, at home, and honestly to myself. Fluids. Hydration might be one of the most overlooked drivers of cravings that can cause fatigue, headaches, constipation, brain fog, and that feeling people describe as, I don't know what's wrong with me, I just feel off. Now, I'm not saying water fixes everything, but I do see a lot of people trying to solve a hydration problem with snacks, caffeine, supplements, and stress, and even ER visits or hospitalizations. Quick reminder before we go any further, this is educational, not personal medical advice. If you have any kidney disease, heart failure, dialysis, fluid restrictions, or certain medications, please follow your doctor's guidance. Use this episode to understand your signals, then talk with your clinician about what fits your situation. Now, let's talk about real life for a second. Most people wake up and the first thing that hits their system is coffee. Not water, not food, coffee. Then it's meetings, work, kids, errands, text, and a brain that never turns off. Drinking water becomes something we'll get later, but never comes. So by evening, people tell me, Doc, I'm starving, or I can't stop craving these snacks. Or once I start eating at night, I can't stop. And they assume it's a discipline issue. A lot of time it isn't. You're just running dry. Your body is basically a moving river system. Blood volume, digestion, temperature control, brain function, kidney function. All of it depends on fluid moving through your system. When that flow stops, the body starts compensating. And the signals don't always feel like classic thirst. That is when we're super, super dry. Yes, some people get dry mouth, chapped lips, dark urine, but a lot of people just feel tired, irritable, snacky, unfocused, or like they need something. They can't figure it out. And the fastest thing people reach for is food or caffeine. Hydration also affects the hunger signals. Earlier in the season, I mentioned ghrelin, one of the hormones that increases hunger. When the body's under stress, underslept, or dehydrated, those hunger signals can feel stronger. Sometimes, what feels like a snack craving is really your body just trying to stabilize itself. So, when I emphasize fluids with patients, it's not because it sounds healthy, it's because it changes the whole picture for many people. It doesn't eliminate real hunger, but it helps people stop misreading thirst and fatigue as constant hunger. Now let's talk about the famous fluid recommendations. You probably hear things like 8 glasses a day or 60 to 80 ounces. Those numbers are easy to remember, but they assume everyone has the same body and same lifestyle. They don't. A 100-pound person sitting at a desk all day is not the same as someone who's 240 pounds doing construction in the heat. Someone taking a diuretic, like a water pill, is different from someone who isn't. Someone who exercises daily or a couple times a week is different from somebody who's staying still. So instead of pretending there's one magic number, I usually give patients a simple starting point, about half your body weight in ounces per day, then adjust based off your physical symptoms and your lifestyle. If your urine stays dark, you're getting headaches, constipation, strong cravings, or constant fatigue, maybe you need more fluids. If you're peeing constantly and feel washed out, sometimes the issue is mineral imbalance. So I have my patients add electrolytes. And it's not about just water. Fluids can be adjusted with adding something flavorful that you might like. People always tell me this every day. If I drink that much, I'm going to pee all the time. That is correct. And I would say at my clinic, we joke about it because the bathroom is always occupied. Everybody is drinking more water, and suddenly the restroom becomes prime real estate. But that's how our kidneys work. When your system is hydrated, fluid moves. Hydration also affects things people rarely connect to water. Skin health, for example. People spend hundreds of dollars on skincare products and supplements, see a lot of dermatologists, but sometimes they don't do the simple things and understand that maybe that's why your lips are chapped, your mouth is dry, your urine is dark, and your body's been telling you all your life. You're behind in fluids. Digestion is another example. Adequate hydration supports regular bowel movements. And I'll give you the honest example. My son drinks water like it's his job. He eats, he drinks, he sleeps with rhythm, and he poops like a champion. 2 or 3 times a day is a year and a half. That's not me bragging about baby poop. Although, apparently, this is my life now. It's just a reminder that kids tend to listen to their bodies better than adults. Hydration even affects the heart rate and anxiety. When the body's dehydrated, heart rate can increase, and then people can feel like they're more on edge. I've had patients who just simply increased fluids, suddenly their headaches improved, their cravings came down, their energy improves, they lost a lot of weight. Not because we changed everything, because we fixed something that was basic. I saw this happen in the hospital a lot as well. Someone comes into the ER dehydrated, gets IV fluids, and a few hours later, they feel good. Part of that is because IV fluids restore circulation volume quickly. Then they go home, return to low fluid intake, and within a day or two, they feel run down again. Hydration is foundational, and that leads to electrolytes. Now, I'm not here to sell you a fancy powder, but hydration isn't just water. Minerals matter. Sodium, potassium, magnesium helps nerves and muscle function and help the body retain fluid properly. For healthy people who exercise or sweat regularly, reasonable electrolyte intake can help hydration work better. For people with kidney disease, heart failure, fluid retention conditions, that conversation should happen with your doctor. For most people, though, the starting point is simple: drink earlier, drink consistently. Start the day with a real glass of fluid before coffee. Tie drinking water to habits you already have. When you check your phone, when you eat, when you refill your coffee, make it automatic. Coffee and tea counts as fluids, but sometimes caffeine can increase urination and you're already behind and you need more water to balance it out. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is rhythm around your lifestyle. And that's the real theme of this whole season. You're not broken. You're learning how to read your signals. Hydration is one of the quickest ways to stabilize the system. When fluid levels improve, energy gets better, cravings soften, mood improves, your brain works better. Fluids are the current of life. When the current is low, everything feels harder. When the current is steady, the whole system runs smoother. Now, this ties directly into the next episode. If something as simple as hydration can change cravings and energy this much, imagine what happens when we start looking at hunger the same way. Because hunger itself isn't the real enemy, but the way we react to hunger is often the problem. In the next episode, we're going to slow down hunger and separate it from the shame people attach to it. Because a lot of people aren't struggling with food, they are struggling with what hunger makes them believe about themselves. And once you see that clearly, the entire battlefield starts to change. I'll see you in episode 4.